All right. Good Monday morning from the National Weather Service here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm meteorologist James Morrow with your routine Monday weekly briefing that encompasses Central North Carolina's forecast covering the period today, Monday, May 4th through Sunday, May 10th, 2020. As always, if you're tuning into this briefing a little bit later on in the week, I highly recommend going to weather.gov/Raleigh for the latest weather information. We know weather can often change in a very little amount of time, so get the most up-to-date materials by going to our website. So let's take a look at what's happening outside our window today. You can actually see the remnants of a cold front that went through last night beginning to sink and stall just south of the North Carolina-South Carolina border. That front should stay there this afternoon before trying to rise a little bit further north as a disturbance comes out of the Tennessee Valley and starts to slide west to east into our area. You can see some fair weather cumulus clouds out there starting to form. That is probably all we're going to see throughout much of today, at least until this evening into tonight as more cloud cover begins to form as that disturbance moves in from the west. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. So you can see that front that I was talking about a few minutes ago. That should stay down there to the south, but we will see this disturbance quickly rotating from the Red River area of North Texas and Oklahoma, sliding to the east. That's going to bring some shower chances, mainly overnight tonight into tomorrow. I think your better chances for showers will come tomorrow afternoon and evening, where even a rumble of thunder may occur as this front pushes through. You can see by midweek that front's going to be exiting to our east, and we're going to have a little bit period of drier weather ahead of the next front that should come through late this week, mainly on Friday. And that front we're going to be keeping a close eye on because we're going to have this strong Canadian high pressure that's going to settle in behind it, and we could see temperatures, at least during the overnight hours, inching near to that freezing point. So we're going to have possibly a very late season freeze. I was told by one of my colleagues today that the latest RDU has ever hit the freezing point this late is going to be on May 10th, which ironically is the current day that we're expecting some near freezing temperatures. We may not quite get to that freezing point, but we are expecting some really cool weather that could at least provide some frost, if not even some localized freeze type concern. So we'll be mainly paying attention to that, mainly Saturday night into Sunday morning as that high pressure sinks to the south and east across the area. But in between, we're going to have some intermittent chances of rain, most of which is going to happen tonight into Tuesday evening. And we'll go through that here shortly. So looking ahead today, most of the shower and storm activity will remain to our south. Tonight into Tuesday, that should change, and we're going to have some storm potential across the area. I think your best chance of seeing some showers and thunder are going to be across the south and east tomorrow afternoon and evening, but everywhere could see a brief rumble of thunder. The severe chances at this time remains pretty low, and those storm chances are going to progress even further east on Wednesday and should be out of our area Wednesday and Thursday. Taking a look at the amount of rainfall we're expecting during this time frame, maybe a little bit spreading to the east before the end of today, but most of the rain is going to come during the day Tuesday. I think your best chances of seeing, closer to that maybe quarter to half inch amounts will be along the Virginia, North Carolina border, with lesser amounts as you sink to the south. And that trend has actually been moving a little bit further north with the latest couple of mile runs. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that because we may only get about a quarter inch area average across the area with the amount of rain that's going to come down here, and that isn't a significant amount as we go, but we are still drying out from the last big rain that fell last week. We should be drying out on Wednesday and most of the day Thursday, with some shower chances returning to the forecast on Friday as that next cold front comes through. But Saturday and Sunday looks like we'll be under a strong high pressure system that's going to bring much cooler weather and also drier and clearer weather. So your 7-day total is just about what we're seeing over here on Tuesday, and that is going to be right in that quarter to maybe a half inch range, maybe a localized 3/4 of an inch, but I think that's going to be very localized at this point from what we're seeing. The 8 to 14-day outlooks continue to look cooler than normal, especially across the south and east. This is valid May 11th through the 17th, so we're really looking into next week. But we're also seeing some drier than normal conditions. A lot of this, I think, is hinting at that late weekend system where we'll have that high pressure overhead. But certainly we're expecting this cooler trend to continue into next week. and some drier weather to also accompany that. I also wanted to point out that Nick Petro, our warning coordination meteorologist, and a lot of our partners around the state have put together a lot of great Hurricane Preparedness Week materials. That Hurricane Preparedness Week is actually occurring this week from Sunday, May 3rd, yesterday, through May 9th, next weekend. And this is a great week to start planning ahead for the upcoming hurricane season and trying to make sure all your plans are in place. And we highly recommend going to weather.gov/Raleigh. And right at the top of the page, you'll be able to see a lot of really useful links, not only to the North Carolina materials, but also the United States wide materials. And each day is going to focus on a slightly different topic. Today, we're focusing mainly on developing an evacuation plan, knowing your zones, and storm surge. So while Central North Carolina doesn't have a huge storm surge threat with hurricanes, we certainly know the risks, and we have a lot of family that are further east. So it's important to know exactly where that family is going to be evacuating from and where they could be evacuating to, and having those plans in place going forward. The rest of the week, we have a lot of other great materials, so I highly recommend going to weather.gov/Raleigh, clicking on that link at the top, and there's a really great web page that has all of these materials there for you to access. And please help spread the word. This is the time to prepare as hurricane season starts at the end of this month, going on June 1st. So a quick summary: fair weather today with rain moving in from the west late tonight. We're expecting mostly cloudy conditions with rain chances continuing much of Tuesday and Tuesday night. If you focus a little bit further down here, check out tomorrow's high temperature, 58 degrees here in Raleigh, and that's because of the dense cloud cover and rain chances that we're going to have going on throughout the day. So certainly some cooler conditions expected. As we progress into Wednesday and Thursday, we will begin to dry out. That's going to allow our highs to warm up a little bit, but we're going to stay below seasonable values in the high upper 60s to near 70 degrees across the area. Another cold front will spread. A few showers possible on Friday. Not thinking that chance is super high, especially with how dry our atmosphere is going to be at the time, but certainly could see some showers spreading in Friday afternoon and evening, with much cooler, drier weather to follow next weekend. And certainly if you have plants out in the field, you want to pay attention to Saturday night and a Sunday, because that's going to be a pretty decent chance of some frost formation across Central North Carolina, if not even some localized freezing conditions. And we'll certainly be paying close attention to that as that comes through. And as we just talked about, this week is North Carolina Hurricane Preparedness Week, and we have a lot of materials on our website for more information there. I hope everybody has a good afternoon, a good week going forward, and I'm happy to take any questions if you have them.